GSL. In the service of ire.
Welcome back to GSL Codes. Case and Artos is here. We're going to see who's going to get out of this group now.
Indeed,
and actually, I really don't know. In this case,
yeah,
I want to say Squirtle, but, you know, Hart just beat Naniwa.
Hart knows how to win. He is one of those guys. He's like, MC's another player like that. Like, no matter what situation MC gets in, he literally knows what to do to win. He's like, well, here's what I can do. That may result in a victory. Well,
you know, a lot of people might bash on Hart being like,
I'm sure a lot of people are.
He's cheesy. I can't believe it. Listen, man, you have to know how to win. I hate these ridiculous arguments where it's like, well, there's a certain way you have to play the game, and if you don't, then you're not legitimate. It's like, well, guess why I think it's legitimate is champions and ballers.
Yeah.
And you become both of those if you win GSL Codes.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. And, well, this man Squirtle, he came close, but not yet. I think he's definitely a big favorite here. I would place him above Hart in skill 100 times out of 100 times, but that doesn't mean Hart can't take him out. That's for sure. Hart has shown time and again he can take out anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what is Squirtle going to do? How does Squirtle open against this? I mean, I really have to question, is it a good idea to actually go for an expand build here?
Antigua, I wouldn't mind seeing him do an all-in here, to be honest. Why not? Like a blink all-in, do it.
Yeah.
I dare you, do it.
Good work. Well, we're going to see as this game is about to get going, guys. Sold to Mech of Esports, the GSL, the best players in the world, and the one and only Codes.
GSL. Welcome to GSL Antigua Shipyard.
All right, in the bottom right is our Terran player. He definitely knows how to win. We'll see if he knows how to win against Squirtle. His ID is none other than
Complexity Hard.
And in the upper left, we got our Protoss player. Played a fantastic series up here against Sniper. Very smart, but he's going to have to be on his guard in this game. He is
Squirtle.
Okie dokie, Tasteless. It's time to see what these guys are going to do. Will Hart throw down a gas?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
He cheesed Nanoa so many times that, and I'm sure Squirtle watched that.
Yep, he's going to put on the gas.
Yeah. I was going to say there's definitely the possibility that he'll try something a little bit more straight up opening, but not this time.
Squirtle is somebody who does lose to cheeses.
Certainly.
Normally they're more your baseline cheeses.
Yeah.
Like we saw with Keen.
Like a power cheese rather than a finesse cheese.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was trying to think of a cheese joke, but never mind. I'll think of a different one later, and no one will remember I said this, and it'll come out like I wasn't thinking about it ahead of time. Anyways, go ahead, Tasteless.
Well, you know, Squirtle, as we said before, he's very good at masking his builds. He'll come into a matchup, you know, and he'll have the same starting opener, but he'll have 6 or 7 different branches from there. And the funny thing is, Hart is the same. So I think this is going to be a match where both these guys have a pretty hard time reading each other.
That's certainly true. And it's hard for these guys to get a quick scout off, because first off, even if you scan Protoss, doesn't mean you're going to see what you're going to want to see.
Right.
And that's also like one less mule, so a cheesy style like Heart, he's not going to want to do that. As far as Squirtle goes, it takes a while to get anything because you need to get something that can fly to actually see what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's either a Phoenix, a Hallucination, or an Observer, and those all cost a ton of money to get to and a lot of time as well.
Now, with the position of that factory, that is a factory down there,
Yes,
right?
yes,
On my screen, the graphic covers it up.
It's a factory.
Now, if you got a probe over there, he could see that, right? Am I like crazy about
Yeah,
this? 'Cause
he could
last
see
time
that.
he showed just the exact perfect amount.
That's true.
But it was ambiguous?
That is completely true. But this time, he has 2 Marines standing in such a place that there's no way a probe will get up there. He'd have to send something much heavier up, which could happen. We saw Nanowatt do things like that and actually get a good scout off because of it.
Okay, so similar to the Naniwa games, he's going to go ahead and just do a very safe build. Now, I don't know if it's safe against, Heart.
Yeah, an expansion like this, if you figure out what's going on, can be safe against anything. So we'll just see what he's doing with that. Oh, this might be a Marauder Hellion opening here by Heart. Marauder Hellion, a build that was really, really popular, like, I want to say 4 months ago, I think, in the Korean metagame. Something like that. But anyways, it's a kind of dated opener, but it's powerful. You know, he's going to go with Marauders and with Hellions, and that kind of counters all the units Protoss has early game.
When I watch Heart play, I feel like he's a poker player or something. Like you can't tell what cards he has in his hand. You can't tell what build he's going to do.
But you can tell one thing. He's going
all in. Oh, I thought you were about to say all in at the same time.
Well,
all right. Well,
he's not afraid to push all his units into the center of the table, Faceless.
That's right.
Do you have enough units to call, though? That's the question.
That's the question.
All right, so...
note he's not sending the Hellions out with this.
Yeah, he's actually...
just showing this one Marauder, so this could look like a 2-Rax.
You know, with how few units are there right now, Squirtle has to be thinking, what is this? Because when you see those units, that's what you begin attacking with, 2 Marines and a Marauder, off of a 1 Barracks Marauder expand, but it would have come way, way earlier. So, you know what? He's... I think Squirtle right now is thinking deeply to himself, what is going on here?
And now he brings the Hellions out here, because that's the real surprise factor.
Yeah, when he sees all these Hellions popping.
Is there any SCVs coming?
Yeah, there are.
There's five SCVs. All right.
Yeah. And, I mean, a lot of probes should be able to go down here. And we'll probably see a bunker be made as well.
Yep, there it is.
Strong opening, but you know what? He has force fields. Ooh,
kind of a useless force field there.
Yeah, that was a miss, man, for sure.
Now these SCVs are here to repair.
And he's actually just trying to hit whatever he can, in fact.
Wow, he still hasn't gotten that one Hellion. All right, there's still one in the red now. He snipes it.
Yeah, and he's going to want to get an Immortal out ASAP. He does have the money for it, but he hasn't started. He's just so
we don't
busy.
see him making. In fact, he's not making an Immortal. He's getting 2 more Stalkers
and he loses that Sentry. Some poor micro there, actually, by Squirtle.
This bunker's going to complete as well.
Yeah, he's doing a good job picking off a lot of units, but he was late on that Immortal. He lost a high-energy Sentry that he absolutely should not have.
He's going to lose this bunker, though. I think probably
the bunker
not
quite placed right. Yeah. He only has 1 SCV left with this army, so it looks like Squirtle should hold here. With only 2 Marauders left, these Stalkers become really powerful.
All right. Zealot's going to be taken out here, and I think from there he's just going to retreat. Nope.
You know what? As far as economy goes right now, Hart's still keeping up because he did kill off some probes there. He ended up killing off 6 of the probes. And so that puts him pretty even at 25 probes against 23 SCVs, but also his mules. But now we have Immortals out. And as you start to make Immortals, this rush just kind of starts to die.
You know, the funny thing about when I see a lot of Hearts all-ins is that there is Plan B. And the funny thing is, there's all-ins, by the way, these are some of the best all-ins from Terran I've ever seen. Hands down.
Yeah, they're quite strong.
But the funny thing is that he actually does so much damage that they have to pull probes, for instance, to hold it off. And then because he's only going to lose 5 workers, he's probably going to kill more than 5 workers. So at times, Hart actually ends up ahead.
Yeah. And the thing is, this one he could go into. You know, he didn't go to Stargate Ticker, and they go, hold on, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Good force fields going up there. Oh god.
Oh man, talk about nice isolation.
Now Hart's behind. I mean, unless he gets a lot of kills with these 2 Hellions that just snuck in here, and I don't think that's.
Those force fields couldn't have been better.
Yeah, they were perfect. Squirtle held that just right. That was an overextension by Hart. But back to what you were saying about transitions and whatnot. Yeah, he only brought 5 SCVs. It was Hellion Marauder into an expand. It wasn't like a crazy all-in. He just had to do a certain amount of damage to be able to make it into somewhat into a game that he can keep playing, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like completely all in what we saw from him there. In fact, he's transitioning into something somewhat normal right now. He's making Marines, Combat Shield, he has 3 Draxes.
And he's going to run. Now remember, every time you stim and you don't have a medevac, you are being penalized a little bit. Oh, maybe not the best position for that Immortal, but the force fields push that army back. The bunker does complete.
Ooh, a little bit sloppy there by Squirtle.
Ooh, losing that sentry too. Now this is going to be annoying trying to do any damage here with the factory in the way.
Yeah. But you know what? If he just continues to like chrono boost out Immortals, then it's going to be pretty scary for Hart. And Hart's even still making some Marauders, but he's going to need more bunkers. If we actually have Squirtle do this, which it looks like it. You know, he's adding a couple gates, and he's just continually chrono boosting out the Immortals. And against someone who opened up aggressive like this without a starport, this is such a powerful counterattack.
It's just insane how much even one medevac, what the difference that is. It's crazy.
And, I mean, he's going to have 3 Immortals pretty soon here, Jason.
I think he's going to get a bust off here.
Yeah, I think the bust is actually going to work. And, yeah, look at this.
Yeah, there's no way for that bunker to be healed.
That's right.
Too many zealots here in the front, too. Now, the Immortals are not targeting the Marauders here. But even then, I think it's actually just too much Protoss and not enough Terran.
Yeah, definitely. The Immortals are just too strong at this point in the game against someone who didn't get himself into a better position than this. You know, if he hadn't lost so many units over that attack, I'm not sure that Squirtle would have broken through there. It's still a very powerful counter Squirtle's done here, but this game for sure at this point is looking like it's going to go to Squirtle.
Yeah, kind of hard to see what's going on underneath this command center, but as far as hit point bars go, there's, expect GG any second. We're going to go into game number 2. There it is.
All right, well done. You know what? Squirtle, he did a good job holding that. Hart made a few mistakes this time, okay? You know, that third game against Nano, I felt like he played pretty perfect for what he was doing. But this game, he made the bunker too close to the high ground. And then that last attack where he went up the ramp and got perfectly force fielded.
Yep.
That was way overextending. That was, before that, he had more supply. After that, he lost a lot of units. He lost over half of his army. He did a stim that didn't do anything. He had no medevacs. And from there, Squirtle's like, well, 5 gate plus Immortals is just going to kill this guy. There's just no way.
It's why we generally don't see these types of aggression. I'm under the impression that Hart probably normally does more damage there. If you notice, one of the big mistakes that actually cost him was the placement of that bunker.
Yeah.
That can be hit from the high ground.
Exactly.
If it was farther back or something where the units would kite back towards the bunker.
And then he has a bunker up for a lot longer.
Yeah.
And then the Stalkers have an even harder time breaking it. You have to wait for the Immortal, more likely. You know, you get that extra damage on the Nexus. Protoss is more likely to make a mistake trying to break through because he's afraid of losing that Nexus.
Right.
You know, there were some small mistakes there, but then again, we did see once again that Squirtle's, the weakest part of Squirtle's game is his micro. Because he did, you know, he was losing a few extra units that he should not have during those engagements, both when he first started attacking and also when he was defending against the bunker rush. Anyways, next game, gonna be on Entombed Valley.
All right, guys. What is Hart going to do this time? Is he going to stick to the Hart we all know? Love him or hate him? Is he going to stick with these kind of these tricky all-ins? And I can't tell you how tricky these are. These are all-ins I never get to cast.
Yeah, they're
you know,
he's definitely using a wide range of builds here, Tasteless.
And it's funny because he's sticking with it.
Yeah,
he knew that Squirtle, one of the best people for preparing for a match, is watching his game with coaches and you know, friends,
teammates. And
yeah. And he's like, no, I'm going to do this.
Well, we'll see what he does here on Entombed. I'm really interested to see as well. I wouldn't mind seeing, because Squirtle's a pretty heavy Colossus guy, a 2-base all-in. You know, a double starboard 2-base SCV pull before Storm. That would be pretty good.
You know, I feel like Squirtle's probably going to go for a 1-base. We'll see. I mean, excuse me, a 2-base, like standard play and try to hold it. We're going to find out. All right, game number 2.